Hi, I'm Belinda Fenty.
And I'm Pauline.
Welcome to Let's React podcast, the podcast that amplifies the voices of artists from underrepresented backgrounds in the UK and beyond.
Yeah, we'll share our experiences, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. From addressing underrepresentation
to celebrating diverse, rich stories.
Join us on this journey as we react to the world around us and inspire change in the industry.
Hello and welcome back to Let's React podcast. I'm Belinda Fenty and I'm here with a beautiful
Pauline. Hey everybody. Can't go wrong with that horn, man. Oh, hi Belinda, how are you?
Hi. I am in a sort of perpetual hazy but excited slumber.
Okay.
Just because I'm very sleep deprived generally, because my days are super scheduled again. As in, you're waking up at 6 a.m. Doing a self-tape, starting my medical job, and then this week I've had to go into town twice.
Wow.
Yeah, for recalls and then having stuff in the evening. So so it's one of those where I'm feeling
you're like so do that thing. So if it was a sound, what would you say?
It's
yeah. Wow, that sounds intense.
Yeah, it's super intense. What's your the sound for your last couple of weeks?
My sound actually this time is that's how it's been.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how I'd best describe it, actually.
Yeah.
But I am feeling better, like both mentally and physically. I am feeling better. I got the flu from my son. He didn't go to nursery for like a week.
Wow.
Because we just both like coughing, flu-y. So, but yeah, no, other than that though, I thought it was going to be an intense week, but
yeah.
Remember when I was talking about last time how I was trying to implement little coping mechanisms for myself? So like when I start to stress about something, I'm like, worried about something, I'm like, no, don't. And try and focus into the present, in the moment, what I'm doing, and focus on getting that done. And yeah, I'm starting to feel more like myself again. I'm starting to get through stuff much more because I'm just but it meant like I took time off from the YouTube channel because I needed to just reset. And I definitely wasn't in the right headspace. So
yeah, totally.
But now, I'm feeling much better, and I'm looking forward to April to start, like the 1st of April to start doing stuff.
Oh, and it's your birthday month.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yay.
And so I'm just literally just taking everything, because I think on Wednesday was the first day of spring. So it just felt like, whew, okay, cool. Like, so I'm just now thinking about even as myself as an artist, what I'm doing. Even though I've, taken about a year, 2 years of not doing acting stuff, because I wanted to understand the world of production and editorial and all that stuff. I really miss acting, and every time I've gotten a tape, I've really enjoyed that. So now I'm like, I've had time to really reset and think, and I miss, because I always try and do at least one theatre show a year, just to make
me too.
Good, it's nice, isn't it? It's just
so nice.
There's something about it, about the theatre, that just makes you, I don't know, like as an artist, you feel at home. There's this feeling I always get whenever I'm sat doing the first reading and everyone's in the room, and I'm like, that feels good.
Yeah.
You know, I feel at home. I feel, yes, you know.
Yeah. For
So,
me, it's the
yeah.
feeling when you're in the wings and
Mm,
the audience are coming in and you can hear them coming in and
yes.
chatting and
Yeah.
like, and there's this, especially if you can see your castmates
Mm-hmm.
and there's this shared energy and this
Mm-hmm.
like anticipation of the magic that's about to
Mm,
ensue and like, you
mm,
know that you're capturing the audience and there's this two-way
mm,
relationship. It's like, yeah, it's I just love that
mm. Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, definitely. You can feel their energy. You can
Mm.
feel like, wow, they're here to see the show. And do you ever get nervous before you go on? Like, how are you, like, before you go on, or during that
Yeah.
space? How are you in
So
that space?
I like to check in with myself and see
Mm-hmm.
how I am before each show. So I
Okay.
kind of like put a hand on my heart and I
Mm-hmm.
go, how are you feeling, B? And honestly, it's
Mm-hmm.
super variable. So sometimes I'm like, no, I'm actually really relaxed. And then other times it's kind of, I say, near-sighted, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
nervous excitement, but it's never pure fear.
Okay.
There will
Okay.
always
Yeah.
be some excitement with it,
Mm.
if you know what
Mm.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just always delighted to be sharing this experience with the
Oh.
team, the full
Mm-hmm.
team. Like,
Mm-hmm.
here's our creation, and we finally get to share it after all our work together, and it feels like a real bonding
Mm.
experience. Yeah, and then it starts, and there's the
Yeah.
silence in the house,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's just you
Yeah.
and your
Yeah, there's always that silence, isn't
family
there?
having,
Just
yeah.
just before it starts, it's like there's a little cough that goes.
Yeah. We're all here to have an experience together. It's like
Yeah.
super cool.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Do you feel nervous? How do you feel before you go on stage?
So normally I'm just in a weird space, like, oh, rah, right, cool. But one of the theatre companies I've worked with, because it's all about the ensemble, just getting together, everyone together, no matter what role you're playing. And just before we go on, we stand in the wings backstage in a circle and hold hands
Yeah, I love that.
and then just
I
look at
love
each
that.
other and
Yeah.
just be like, yo, okay. We look and we're like, we're doing this.
Yes.
And then sometimes we even think of a word for that
Oh,
performance that we're
oh,
gonna
wow.
not implement, but something that's gonna carry us through. So every time you feel a
Ooh.
certain way, you just think of that word because everyone as an ensemble, we're just thinking of that word.
You're joking. I love this.
And so we just
What?
say that word, and it could be anything. So we
Like
look,
what?
so it could be ambitious. So you just
Ooh.
think ambitious. Okay. You look at each other, and then you put your hands in the middle, and you're like, I'm free, ambitious. So you go 1, 2, 3, ambitious. And yeah, then you
Oh, I
let
like that.
go. Yeah, and I've always found that really great because even though that no matter what role you're playing and there's that word that's ringing in your ear, you're just I remember there's one time we didn't even notice, but there's a weird thing that happened with the lines. Like someone had skipped or someone missed a line or something like that. But we just there was that weird moment where we just looked at each other and the other actor was like, oh no, I think I was meant to. But like the look, it's his look that just went, I think I was meant to say this. And then I was like, I think so, but you know what? And then we turned to the other actor. So it felt like it was like a second. For us, it felt like 10 seconds where we just
Mhm.
had a moment, but it was then quick. And the other actor just went, yes. And he just said the line that his line
Yeah.
before that moment to return us back into that.
Yeah.
And then we looked, and then he just went still in character, just went, yeah, well, and then we carried on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that trust, I loved that trust. Like it just meant like we just understood each other. But it was because I think anyway, because we always had those moments before we went on, we just went and just like connected to each
Yeah.
other's energies and made sure. And even as individual characters, like the relationships that you had with the character, with each character, we used to do that thing where we outside of the ensemble, we do that thing where we just holding hands, looking at each other, smiling, just talking about how we're feeling today, even as a person, how I'm feeling today, and how that's gonna, and like literally, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've all, yeah,
Yeah, that resonates a lot because
yeah.
ultimately it comes down to the connection. Yeah, what you just spoke about made me realize the often, I think, taken for granted currency of trust. Because
Yes.
when it's so important to trust your castmates because when you do, you feel so safe and you're going to be rescuing each other like you described in that scenario. And also everyone needs to be really listening because if you're listening, you can bring it back from anywhere. Like, yeah, you can find a way to impart the information but continue with the script. Like, yeah, and I kind of love it when it goes wrong in a way because it forces you into the present moment and it forces you all to listen even more intensely. Intensely and intently, yeah.
Yes, because
But
you're
it can
like,
only happen when there's trust, I
yes,
think.
definitely.
I don't always trust, by the way. It depends on who's in your cast. I've been very lucky to have some amazing people in my cast recently. But sometimes there's a weak link. And by weak link, I mean someone who isn't listening, hasn't learned their lines right up until the first show. They still don't know.
Is that always the one?
Yeah. And it's hard to trust that person when.
They're not
But
doing the
luckily that,
work.
yeah, exactly. Luckily that's not very often, but it does happen sometimes and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to work extra hard to maybe pick up on this person if they forget all their lines because they haven't learned them in the first place.
Yeah, and that's really selfish of an actor to do that.
Yeah.
Because you just have to realize that you're doing this as a team and that it's not a one person show where you're just in your own little bubble and world, but even then you do the work because the audience become part of your ensemble in a way because you're engaging with them. But yeah, I think it's selfish when actors do that, and I think that it just, like you said, you work extra hard and it also ruins that experience, doesn't it? Because I find that it makes you feel like, right, cool.
Yeah, it does.
It's also the director's role to step in and just be like, yo, talk to that person.
Yeah, you're right. I had a castmate who was always late, like before even the shows. It got to one of the shows where it was literally, I think, 7 minutes before the show. He still hadn't arrived.
What?
Yeah.
No.
So we were really stressed. Like we were talking about what's going to happen. Are we going to go on? Can so and so maybe step in? We wouldn't like. But this
Was this
person
all
was
the
just
time?
always, yeah. But I think the director didn't talk to him and say, mate, this is not on. You can't constantly be this late. Like it's stressing out the whole cast as well. If we don't even know if you're going to turn up. And also we're there worrying too, like what's happened? Has there been an accident? Has there like so it's funny how these soft skills or the skills that aren't directly related to the acting are just so important for people to have. Like it just comes down to respect of your castmates, and then you don't want to work with that person again when they're always late. Exactly.
No, you don't. You really don't. And you just like, I don't want to work with you. Like, I'm even sure even the director's probably going, I'm not going to work with you again. And especially with like fringe theatre where basically, off the West End, where there's no like understudy for something. There's no like, just generally, like you have to make an effort to be professional. It's a job still, because those etiquette moments of turning up early, your job is to learn your lines, to deliver, basically. Doing that is, that is mad. That is mad. And you reminded me when I was working at the agency, there was, and this was for TV though, but there was this actor who was a regular on a show and he was always late. And I'm talking like where the producer even picks up the phone.
Wow.
And calls and is like, today I just want to call and talk to you about, we sent the car, but they're never ready.
No.
And then they turn up late. It pushes everything behind and they don't seem to care. They just, but it was, do you know what? It was that thing of, Like where you're just thinking to yourself, as an agent, you're like, oh my God, this is going to ruin my relationship with this, not just the casting director, but also the producer, because, you know, they might, you know, reach out to you and say, oh, I have another project I'm working on. I think that your actor would be great for it. But then now the producer will probably go, I don't want to work with that actor. Because of this and that. They're talented. Oh, don't get me wrong. Oh, they're talented. Oh, they turn up, they do the work. But they cost me money because we have to push things behind. They're taking too long. So yeah, and I think, yeah, it was one of those things where so the agent had to call the actor, speak with them and tell them that this and this was happening. But that first time the actor thinks maybe the agent is just being, come on, I'm only like 30 minutes or an hour, you know. And then it became a Zoom call. Then it became an in-person. Like, I was like, this person's gonna lose a job.
Wow.
And I remember, like, I used to talk to some of it because the agency used to do like socials where all the other actors meet and you get to talk to each other, meet each other. And I remember thinking, oh my God, mate, dude, you're making, because yeah, if anyone hasn't guessed it, yeah, they were black. And it's like, you're making us look bad. You're really, really feeding into the stereotype of black time, you know? And it's not professional. It's yeah. So then I just said to the agent, I remember just said, just tell them 30 minutes before, whatever. But if they want him on set at 11, they should say 10 o'clock.
Yeah, for real.
And I was like, I know it doesn't have to be like that, but I think that's the workaround.
Yeah.
That's the workaround, you know?
Completely right.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, when someone is late, I think, yeah, it's working on that and being conscious of that and just making sure it's part of being professional, you know, it's the
etiquette. It's weird though, because I would be mortified. Even when you're late, like, 'cause of course it happens sometimes, it's out of your control.
Yeah.
I just feel awful.
Yes.
And you've got all these people waiting for you. Yes. I would be so apologetic, and it's not going to be something that's going to be happening all the time. Like, it's just, I don't get it. I do not get it. It's embarrassing.
Oh, man. So don't be late, people. Don't be late.
Be late.
Don't be late.
Or I will slap you. I thought when you said just tell them half an hour before, I thought you were going to say just like go round to their house an hour before and go, get your backside out of bed.
I mean, the agent, the black side of me was like, I would do that. I would just go, hey, you need to get out of bed now. What do you think you're doing? You had a job. You had this. Yeah? They probably do not want to fire you because you're probably the only black person on the cast. And that's the other thing, though, as well. It felt like that actor was using that like a way of they can't fire me because.
Oh, no, man.
And, you know, like, because your storyline is really good. And also at the same time, you're misusing that power.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is as well, producers talk to each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, aside from the director and the writer and all these other people, but if the director is saying this person's always late, but if the director is saying, oh, this person, when they turn up, they're not doing a great job. But this producer is then like having to hear the director complaining about somebody. Mm-hmm. And then you're also getting it from the team about this person being late. And then it's like there's little groups of producers and they just go, yeah, no, I'm not this actor. Yeah. They're like,
yeah.
They even don't say the name. They're like, yeah. Are they this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know?
Blacklist.
Yeah. But it's also as an artist knowing that people talk to each other. It's a small world and people will know when you are being unprofessional. I was going to say, you know, more rude words, but, you know, when you're being a shambles.
Yeah.
So it is etiquette. Just turn up on time.
What do you want to leave people with in this world or in all interactions? And I mean, I mean this across all realms, not just at work. I mean this with your friends. I mean this with your family. Like, do you want to leave them feeling like antsy, insecure, like they can't trust you? Or do you want to leave them having warm feelings, having a good experience, maybe with a little bit of magic in there, a little bit of like love? And I mean, I want to leave a good, warm feeling in this world instead of having people, oh no, feeling anxious or, So I think we need to think about our impact on people and the world. Some warmth.
If you were to throw your funeral party like tomorrow, are you still alive?
Rave. Get dancing, people. Because now I'm dancing in heaven.
But they always say, what do you think people will say about you?
Oh, I like that.
You know, what are they going to say when they're reflecting or, you know, reading out something about you? You know, is there going to be silence of, does anyone have anything to add? Or is it going to be, you know, someone just going, we all loved this person so much. They were a character. They made everyone feel a certain way, and they just we will certainly feel them gone.
That is jokes. Oh man.
Compared to, oh my god, we love this person. And then the person starts breaking up, and then someone else comes and takes over, and then they start, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you want poems to be written about you. You want people to be like, you know, have a song, you know, beatboxing, you know, you want people just like, whoa, vibes and just, you want them to
vibes
be
and that.
Vibes and that. Yeah, you know, be dancing like, yo, this is what she would have wanted. Yeah. Like, no sad songs. Okay. Let's move on. Let's dance. Let's party. But you have to think about those things sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of like this. Like, I feel this is kind of macabre territory, but I kind of also find it really interesting. What do you think are some of the things people might say for you? I know it's a bit, but like, what are some of the things that people might say for Pauline?
I wonder what. Well, I would like for them to say that I put something positive. I want them to say something positive. So around the lines of, you know, I made them realize how amazing they are. They discovered something about themselves that they liked, that they loved. I would like them to say that I was always there for them. I always listened. I was a good friend. I'd love them to say I was a good friend. Obviously, they better say I was a good mother. Good mother, good partner. But, you know, I would love to be like an inspiration to other people. Like, I mean, a lot of things now when I do them, I also think about how my daughter would feel or would say about something. And I'm also trying to implement that when she's talking about herself or talking about other people. And I'm like, no, that's not, I think you think it's funny right now. It might be funny, but it's not a nice thing to say. Or also like appreciating herself, appreciating her body and learning to love herself first, learning to love the way she speaks, because by doing that, I think then that will spread out to other people.
Yeah.
And make her realize, and even my son as well, I make them realize that it starts with them and not let other people choose or decide for them who they are and how they feel about themselves.
And how old are they? Mostly for the audience.
But... Yeah. My daughter's 5 and my son is 3. I would say 3.5, but 5.5. Whatever. But yeah, so like it's just learning to teach them, like when they do with like, you know, when they just, you know, slapping someone or someone at school was just, you know, like slapping. Remember when the happy slapping that used to happen?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
All sorts of just slap random people.
Yeah.
Man, people are weird. Yeah. Sometimes they do little things like that where you're just talking and they just go on your leg and you're like, what was that?
Like, excuse me?
Yeah. you know, like today she was talking about, she saw a spider and she's saying how she's scared of spiders. So I asked her, like, you know, it's finding out why they do, say things and why they do that. So I asked her, why are you scared of a spider? Especially that particular spider, you're much bigger than it is. And this has nothing to do with people who have, you know, arachnophobia and arachnophobia. Oh. Here we go. Oh, Belinda knows this. Me and big words, we struggle.
It's jokes. I'm not even gonna rescue you because it's quite funny.
Fear of spiders. We know when people have a fear of spiders. But like this is more I'm also trying to understand when they say stuff like when they fear something. When she says she's scared, I'll say, yeah, I know you're scared. That's an okay feeling. But you can also be brave. You can just push through it and be brave about it. Take one step. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Yeah, take another step. So with the spider, I was like, but you're much bigger than it. What is it doing? That's scary right now. And she went, it's doing nothing. I was like, exactly. It's still, you just saw it. And you went, oh my God, a spider. And I said, okay, so is it moving? Is it coming towards you? She was like, no, it's just still. She's just also just looking at it like, you're like, it's not moving, mama. I was like, can you see its size? No, they're too small, silly mama. Like,
oh.
So then I was like, but he's probably much scared of you because it's also still, because it's like, oh, something's there that's gonna squash me, you know? And she's like, yeah, we're giants, aren't we? I was like, yeah, you are compared to the
so
spider.
Cute. I love it.
And she was like, okay. And I said to her, but this little spider, this particular spider, it's just, yeah, I think it's just staying still. If you like move or something, it's trying to get away from you or something like that, you know? And then she started looking at it more and she seems to start relaxing a bit more.
Wow.
Looking at it. And then as it jumped at you? She's like, no. Can I touch it? I was like, no, don't.
That's a turnaround.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's trying to get her to learn to work through things like, you know, in a way that will help her.
I need you here, to be honest. If there was a big spider here, I might need to give you a call. Might need to talk me through it because the big ones. There's a certain there's a threshold.
There's a threshold, yeah.
Yeah, like when they're small, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Yeah, I do my webs. They're small, yeah, I'm also like fine. But when it's like these big, juicy, thick ones, meltdown.
Yeah, no, that's why the focus was on that particular one. I'm not talking about, you know, tarantulas and things like that. That's a different level.
There's been like some massive ones.
Yeah, you know.
I need to tell you a story, actually, a spider story. It's like not related to acting, but it's very relevant to fear and spiders. Mm-hmm. So in my doctor role, I was in my room with my patient and it got to the physical examination part. So I was like, okay, yes, if you can just undress and just strip down, but keep your boxers on. So anyway, he pulls down his trousers and suddenly he screams, I scream, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so big. And what happened was there was this massive spider just in the crotch of his pants that then like fell onto the floor. And like, we're both melting down. And like, you know, I'm thinking about the doctor in the room next door because I'm literally there shouting, it's so big. Like, what are they thinking? And then,
context.
And then like, yeah, exactly. And then neither of us, me nor the patient, want to address this thing. And like, so my patient's just there in his boxers, the spider's on the floor. And then luckily one of my colleagues comes in. I think I might have like run out or something, I don't know. And this colleague comes in and he deals with it. And he's like, but the whole thing's just hysterical. There's a picture somewhere of this beast that was like beyond the spider. It was like enormous, but yeah.
Oh, that would be a great scene.
Yeah. Unintentionally, absolutely comical. Because can you just imagine what my colleague must have been thinking with like my voice shouting, "It's so big."
If they even heard you say, "Yeah, oh yeah, just take your clothes up," yeah. Then
I mean, that's more normal, but yeah, exactly.
It's so big. Oh, what in the world?
It's a beast.
How How big was the spider? Like, if you think of
Mate,
50p or...
no, come on now. It was so big that it filled like a big glass. Like it reached out to the rims of it, kind of a pint glass. It the legs reached out. It's making me freak
that's
out.
huge.
Yeah, it was huge and thick. And he didn't know. He was like, he'd been gardening earlier, so he thinks it must have crawled in, and he must have transported it all the way to the clinic.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Breathe, Belinda, breathe. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Even I got the shakes. Yeah. No, if it helps, my partner usually gets rid of the spider. He's the one who gets puts in the paper and moves it. I'm able to not fear it from afar,
Yeah.
But I do implement my little steps of, I'm bigger than that one. Yeah. Cool. It's not the size of my palm. It's not gonna jump at me. We've all seen 8-Legged Freaks, that film. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if have you seen it? Did you ever watch it?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, don't. It was the young Scarlett Johansson.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I did see as a kid though, Arachnophobia, the word you're trying not to. Yeah, there's a film, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a film called Arachnophobia. I kind of want to look it up now.
Have I seen that one? Because 8-Legged Freaks was funny. I remember it was rated.
Was it?
It was a comedy, but it was like
sorry, I'm gonna send you the link for this film. It was like oh man.
I feel like I want to share that as a trivia on the social media.
Yeah, like click on it, see the pic. You're like, yeah, no thanks. For all I know, that could have been added to my fear, watching a film like that. Because I used to watch horrors. Yeah, I used to watch horrors for 18s when I was like 5.
Oh my gosh, so did I. Why is that?
Is it because of your big sister? For me, it's because of my big sister. Siblings.
Older siblings watching stuff, and you feel like, I can watch this. And then they have a challenge. You're like, no, you can't. And you're like, yes, I can.
No, actually, my sister never stops me. Oh.
Means a lot. No, so did I. I watched Alien. I think I even watched not Freaky Friday. Friday night, the one with Freddy Krueger.
Yes, me too.
I remember why I was so scared of school buses for a long time. I never understood that until I rewatched like something. It was like a trailer or something like that.
Yeah.
What is wrong with our siblings?
I do not know. This trauma that lives inside us. Thank you, siblings.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But then you know what? Because of that, I watched a lot of horror. I got into horror. And then with years to come, when films started coming out, even Omen, oh my God, they got me to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
When I got older, I remember watching a lot of horror films and being annoyed that I'm not scared.
Oh, wow.
Because I kind of knew what was going to like I said, guessing what was going to happen. There was like a method that they were all following. But yeah.
You came through the other side.
You went the other way. I went the other way. I was like, oh, come on. Change the chat. Yeah. What? You're going to go to the closet. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, you're splitting up. Oh, shocking. That's how you literally, it's...
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're like, all the black actors are going to die first.
Yes.
And you're always like, no, don't go towards that room that you're hearing the noise in. Run out the house. Leave, be gone. Yeah, it's always so frustrating because they always do the thing that you don't want them to do in horrors.
Yeah. or there's the one friend that betrays them.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a group of people doing something. But that one for the black person, yeah. And I love that it became like a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna send the black person. Oh, we all know as I'm the only black person, I'm going to die. Yes, we all know that because you know, why would I survive this? Yet we all know I will be the first one out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's why, you know, Jordan Peele, when that film, Nope, when Daniel Kaluuya explained why he came up with that title, it's because when Black people see something happening that they just they don't want to be a part of, they're like, nope, and they walk away. They're gone.
Yeah, not today, Satan.
Yeah. So even that stereotype of what Black people would do in a horror is wrong, is off.
Yeah, it's so off.
They would not go down the basement by themselves. They would not go and find out what that noise is. Why would I go and find out what that noise is? I will leave that noise as it is. Let it do its thing. You know, let me go further away from that noise. Let me not go into any dark spaces. Also, why would I want to be in a closed, tiny space? I want to be outside where I can see something coming towards me.
Yeah.
So I know which direction to run. Not just going, I'll find a closet. Oh, this one looks cozy. No one is going to look here. Oh, let's get inside and hide. Nah, I'll be looking for the exit. Fine. Your exits to the left, to the right, the window. Fine, that's good. How high? I don't care. It's an exit. It's an exit. I'm going to go. Oh, man. Yeah. There's so many stereotypes in horror movies and thrillers too. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like whilst we're on this topic,
yeah,
what would be your horror recommendations, or is there one?
Because you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I stopped watching horror a long time ago because I think my last straw was The Skeleton Key. And that was a very, very long time ago. Some people might know that film. That was the most disappointing film ever. But just thinking about like classics. You know what? I'm going to say this one. It's not a classic. It's not, but it was all right. It was all right. It kind of paid tribute to old horror genre.
Yeah.
Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I liked this film, it was because it had that element of, you know what was going to happen, but it made sense why it happened like that. And there was a lot of folklore and, you know, in there included as well, which I love. I love that stuff. I love, you know, any folklore, like people saying this long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
And someone in the modern day go, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, I love Drag Me to Hell. It's a classic, actually. I can watch that again.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's tricky, isn't it? Now all these horrors are coming into my mind.
Okay, go on.
I'm not going to recommend The Exorcist, but me and my best friend, we laughed so much during that film. That's probably like fear laugh, right? And there's some crazy stuff, like spinning heads and
supernatural
sexually
stuff
inappropriate, weird stuff too. But yeah, but I remember The Ring being very, you know, like gets into you, and it's like, yeah. So maybe The Ring.
Wait. Hold up.
Yeah.
Are we talking the original, the Japanese version?
Oh,
they do horror really well. Or are we talking the Hollywood version?
Oh, I don't think I saw the original then. I think it was Hollywood.
Watch the original.
Oh,
if you're going to watch Ring and you haven't seen it, watch the original.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I have to say, East Asia does horror really well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, actually. Yeah. Yes, The Ring.
Yes.
Honestly, Belinda. The Japanese version doesn't even let you breathe. At least the Hollywood version lets you. Cool.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's been Hollywoodized.
Right.
To say. The Japanese version.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I need to wait till I have the nerve.
Yeah. And that one, you need to make sure it's a sunny day, early morning. You're watching that. Don't try and watch.
Do it before bed.
Don't try and watch horror before bed.
No.
You know, love your life. You just want to love your dreams, man.
Yeah.
And when I watch horror, this is my routine. When I watch horror, I watch it with something fun at the end, even if it's 20 minutes of a
Yeah.
sitcom,
Mhm.
just to take, you know, when you have an annoying song in your head, that thing of how to
Yeah.
get rid of that song, you sing
Yeah.
another annoying song, but a better, you know, where you think it's a better one. But yeah, so I do that. I allow myself to just not be staring at the screen and hearing every single noise and going, what? Who's that? Where? Oh. And even if it's something I've seen so many times,
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that. So I watch
Yeah.
like something
Yeah.
that will make me laugh, like yeah. And the laugh becomes like from scared laughing to genuine laughing, so that I go to bed with those endorphins in.
That is a good tactic.
Yeah, but yeah, don't watch The Ring late at night. I made that mistake a lot of times, but that was because on TV a lot of horrors used to be late at night.
Yeah.
And then I'd just be like with the lights bright on and then count to 10 before I turn it off and run. And then turn it off and run. Because I'm like, oh no. But yeah, The Ring is that's a good one, Belinda. That's a good one. The Ring. Whenever you actually watch films, always try and watch the original because it's always different.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now if there are any remakes that are better than the original, but my brain's like a bit frozen.
Yeah, I haven't found that yet. Because like even when you think of The Departed, which was a remake of another, I think not Korean but East Asian film, basically about this guy who goes undercover. That one was a remake from from Asia.
Candyman was a remake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the new one. Have you seen the new one? The one with that guy who acts as
I know. I put it on, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah,
I remember starting it but not finishing it.
I haven't seen that. I might give it a go. Oh, did you ever do that?
Where you
did you ever
say
do
it?
that thing where did you ever say it in the mirror?
I think didn't you have to say it 3 times?
Yeah.
I think I said it 2 times. I'm not doing the 3. I'm not doing the 3. I can't do it. Must be weird as an actor though, because as an actor you'd have to say it.
Yeah, but it's also that thing where the line blurs. You know, where people say that things that start happening. Remember when we had Kyla and she was talking about that film that and things were going wrong for these people. You just don't want that. You don't want that energy. You don't want that. But respect to respect to the actors who do that, you know. Respect to them. I appreciate you doing the horrors for us. Ooh. When it's supernatural, like, you know, with vampires and things like that, I don't mind.
I'd like that, you know. I'd love to be a vampire.
Yeah.
I've got my vampire, my vampire energy. I think I've got it like nailed. I think
there she is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's definitely. I really loved the Underworld films. It would have been cool to be in that. But yeah, definitely the vampire stuff is fun. We ended up in horror. Oh, shock horror. Disbelief. I just remembered that. But yeah, that was fun. Thank you so much for listening, people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just go watch them horrors. Yeah, have a good one, and we shall see you soon.
See you soon.